Bangs and Mash here. We're doing Preachin' Preacher. It is episode 10, Dirty Little Secret.
Dirty Little Secret.
Alright, so it's been a little while. We were recapping it between each other.
Yeah, it starts off with Jesus. And we finally get to see him, I guess.
Yeah.
He's like nailing some broad, and he's all like, I shouldn't be doing this.
You know what I didn't like about that scene? They were kind of talking, They were talking as if it was like nowadays.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know, like, it just kind of threw me off, and he's like, oh, yeah, that'd be cool, or, you know.
Oh,
like,
yeah, like regular ass lingo.
Or he'd be like, yeah, I'm down for that, kind of thing.
Down for that.
And I'm just like, oh.
Yeah,
Kinda
but it
dumb.
was still cool. I mean, we got to see Jesus, and then all his, like, apostles or
The
whatever
scene,
come.
yeah, and then they come, and they're like, what are you doing? And he's like,
Not banging this broad.
he's like, she was sick, so I was praying with her, and she's all like, well, there's like a big sex scene prior to that.
Yeah.
It's all like, and it just kind of, it just
like
like,
angles.
Yeah, I keep showing it like in the shadow.
Yeah, and then, I don't know, the one guy's like, your secret safe with me.
And then, does it fast forward then?
Yeah, I think it like fast forwards to like
it's right
Preacher
then.
in the bar.
Oh, no, because
Doesn't
then it
it?
ends up showing her give birth.
Oh yeah.
So that must be, like after a commercial break where they kind of just throw that in.
Yeah, she's all knocked out and giving birth, I guess.
Well, I might as well just say she gives birth and then they end up killing her and keeping the
child.
the end, right?
Yeah.
So it starts off and Preacher is sitting in the bar.
Yeah.
And that's where the episode 9 left off.
Yeah.
In walks
Aerostar.
Aerostar. And he's like, I came alone, kind of thing.
Yeah.
And he kind of like starts taking out some literature, and Preacher just ups and hits him with the...
Yeah, he just grabs it and just like belts it in the face.
And I thought there was going to be an issue, but he took it like really, like, oh, I guess you're not a pie chart kind of person.
Yeah.
It's just like, what?
And then, yeah, basically, like, I don't know, strikes us some deal. I mean, he has like a bag on his head, it's taking him to like...
Well, he takes him to the Grail headquarters.
Yeah, where they're gonna bang out the deets, I guess, on the whole situation.
When he gets in there, he has that Killer of Saints bullet still in his pocket for some reason.
Yeah.
It
Well,
shows that.
there's some Tulip stuff that kind of goes on, too. I think we're skipping over.
Okay, we'll just hang on. So,
Yeah.
so he goes in and he ends up seeing, like, the Pope and then the equivalent of the Pope, I think, to a different religion.
Yeah.
I don't know who's sitting in the
I think one's like Catholic, one's like Christian or
Right.
something. I don't know. They're all like disagreeing with each
You
other.
got the Pope and then the guy sitting in the red, and Jesse's like, holy shit, like, this guy is kind of for real.
Yeah.
And they're given, like, God is on the run, and then the other one's like, God is, like,
yeah.
creating another creature.
He's
like-
basically moved on
He's
from
like,
us.
this is gonna be 10 feet! It's just fucking like, okay. So then, cut to Tulip.
Yeah, she's all like hanging out with that chick who's actually the double agent.
Yeah.
Um,
She comes to the door and she wants the gun back.
yeah, and I don't know, she starts like grilling her about all the information.
Right, they're kind of hanging out, like buddy
as
buddy.
friends, buddy playing like Rock Band or whatnot, and then fucking, she kind of like slips up and like, oh, when you were robbing banks or whatever, and she's like, I never told you about robbing banks.
Or about Dallas. I
Or
never
Dallas,
told you about Dallas.
Yeah.
And then she was like acting like really like paranoid.
Yeah.
And then the double agent chick, which I don't even know her name. Like
Yeah.
I know they say it. She goes to the bathroom and she's like gonna take her gun out and like
She calls like her other agent partner's like, you gotta come help me out.
come act like my drunk boyfriend that I'm telling her
Yeah.
I'm running from. So
Yeah.
he comes and ooh, get your ass home.
And they end up just like beating the shit out of him.
Fucking
basically.
Tulip just comes up behind him and like smashes the Rock Band.
Yeah, guitar over his head or whatever, and they just start kicking him while he's down.
And he's just like taking it.
She
like,
kind of like regains Tulip's trust by doing that, I guess.
for the most part, but she does mention, oh, there's a loose tile in the bathroom.
Yeah, maybe you should.
You're handy, maybe you can fix that, but we won't talk about that yet.
Yeah.
Cuts to Jesse, Aerostar. He's like, take me to Jesus.
Once again, the white bag over the face or whatever. Takes him. He does take him to Jesus though. And
then, it's like a plane ride.
Yeah, it's like all this epic shit just to get to Jesus.
He's like, I think it shows his face in the bag, and he's just kind of like, da, 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 you know, like he's like, plane, fucking car,
yeah,
da, 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 gets there, and he's like, I didn't realize we were gonna have company. Like Aristar didn't call ahead because he used the power.
And he's all like, "Take me to him," and
these are not the droids you're looking for.
Yeah, basically uses his force on him, and then basically gets to Jesus. Long story short.
And Jesus, I swear, is played by the same guy in the very beginning.
Yeah,
it's the same.
I swear it is. Yeah,
it's the same actor, and when they show him like in black. Without any details, you think he's okay.
Yeah, and then when it shows him up close, he's just like completely like...
He's got like 2 hairs, he's kind of like, eh.
Yeah, like, he's inbred and like just a simpleton and starts like pissing on him and stuff. It's kind of weird.
Yeah, Jesse like goes down, he's like, your holiness.
Your holiness, yeah, I aim to serve you, and he just starts pissing on him, and he's all like, what the fuck is going on? And Jesse ends up basically all pissed off.
Fucking Jesus, like
the
25th great-grandson
of fucking Jesus.
He's like petting Aristar's head.
Yeah.
And he's kind of like humping his leg.
Yeah.
It's just like, oh my god.
Yeah, so Jesus is all, or the new Jesus, I guess, is all inbred.
Yeah, it was like, it was sacrilegiously funny.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Jesse does go and look at the drawings that the 25th grandson of Jesus, or God, is...
Yeah, he has like drawings of God, and it's the dog that we saw earlier in the season.
And over and over.
Yeah, even in the theme song.
Yeah. Aristar is like, let's get out of here before he gets, I don't know, like rambunctious kind of thing.
Yeah, and he starts like going all...
Oh, and he tries using the word on him.
Yeah, and he just freaks
Where's
out.
God? And he's like,
starts going all freaked out.
Straight, I don't want to say.
Yeah, don't want to offend anyone.
I don't want to offend anyone.
But yeah, and then kind of back to Tulip's thing, I guess. Yeah, she's like, all like, I'm going to fix the tile.
Yeah.
And then ends up reaching in there and, oh my god.
There's 2 guns and a...
And the saber, yeah.
Yeah, pretty much ends off with Jesse's coming home after, like...
all this trip
that fucking trip. Aristar is telling him how he could use him because, obviously, Jesus...
Yeah, he's all like, why don't you become God or some shit, basically.
Yeah, use your power to help us.
Yeah.
And then, we didn't mention, but Cass had some women over.
Yeah, there was a brief angle with Cass.
Cass and, what's his...
Dennis.
Hitting
on babes, basically.
Dennis is kind of like blood. I don't know.
He seems blood hungry, bloodthirsty, whatever.
I'm trying to think of the best, yeah.
Yeah.
So Cass is a little bit concerned.
Yeah.
But he's also, throwing away those photo booth pictures as if it were nothing.
Yeah.
So as Aristar and Jesse are talking, what's his name's coming home. Like, he's coming home from the bar kind of thing.
Oh, yeah, all freaking drunk.
Yeah, he looks drunk and he's got,
just, like, blood all over his face.
And
it's like it's nothing. He's all just... Yeah, so I think he's going to be a problem, obviously.
And there is a point where Aristar says, splitting them up. Splitting Jesse and Tulip up.
And, that's their angle with the agents for some reason.
And are your friends really helping you?
Yeah, and then they're all like, I could have shot that bitch Tulip, but he doesn't want us to.
He doesn't want us to, so there's like 3 or 4 angles going on.
Yeah. It was more just a story builder one, it wasn't... It was a good episode.
It said a lot just because there is a Jesus.
Yeah.
Or there is the great-grandson.
Yeah, it was cool because, like, that angle, we got to see the Jesus angle finally, where they're going with that. We got to figure out who God was, all that. Like I said, more story builder than actual, like, action-based. There's obviously, like, building towards Dennis potentially being a problem.
And then I do want to say there's only 1 episode left.
For this season, yeah, so...
and it's going to be tomorrow. Season 2, episode 11, and it's called Backdoors.
Backdoors.
And as I sat there being sodomized I was like, oh my god! Like
yeah,
he's like looking.
starts talking about being raped in the ass.
And it's like, oh my god, that was just so.
Yeah, I prefer to not remember that scene.
Anyways, this has been another Preachin' Preacher, Bangers and Mash.
Don't forget to check us out on YouTube, VidMe, Bangers and Mash Live, our gaming channel, Facebook, Twitter. Check us out, Preachin' Preacher. One more to go. Till next time.
Hitting it out of the park, Mayweather.
Congratulations, Mayweather. Fuck off.